China will never come back from this. Why China will never return to wealth.
那包吃包住吧。
等，做梦。
This is the China that China wants you to believe. But they don't want you to see this very grim reality. Gorgeous vistas of cities in the night. Of course, they're filmed at night to hide the pollution. These cities are built on the backs of hundreds of millions of impoverished people. China's been claiming for some time now that not only has it eradicated poverty, but even a more outlandish claim, it's a better place than the USA for its people. They claim that people in China earn more money, they save more money, they have more access to social welfare programs, they have better opportunities for work, they have better health care. All of these claims are that China is better than the USA and, in fact, the rest of the world. And to me, that's just absolutely insane. I want to start this video by letting you watch an interview with this guy, because it was scrubbed, deleted, and erased from existence, and the street sweeper was never heard from again.
大叔，这里扫地多少钱一个月呀？
啊，
这里扫地多少钱一个月？
80块一天，就照天数。
就是按天算的，80块钱一天，休息就没有。
你休息嘛就没钱呗，你不休息嘛就300。
那他交社保不？也没有。那包吃包住吧？
等，做梦。
哦，也不包吃也不包住。
啥也不管。
就是80块钱一天。
有80块钱做一天算。
做一天就算一天。那你做这个做了多长时间嘞？
我也在没来，我做了1个月。
做了1个月。
1个多月，1个月。
就是说你搞这个80块钱一天，就相当于是天天干活的话，就2400一个月，啥也不包，不包吃不包住，也不交社保，啥也没有。
还在一年里面扣除35块钱的意外保险。
一个月扣35块钱的意外保险，你没地方住，他也不给你安排地方住。这个地方租房要多少钱一个月？就这个平山这里。
你再给你租个房子啊？做农村的农民房啊，500来块钱。
哦，就算自己做饭一个月也花1000块钱吧。差不多吧，
你1000块钱也经营着吧？你水费、电费、
水费、电费、煤气，你又要好几百，那个就差不多1000块钱了。
说白了，1000块钱也拿不下来。
搞这个就不能养家糊口，就是说，如果年轻人他搞这个，他比如搞能不能娶媳妇啊、养孩子啊、赡养父母嘛？
连老家伙都干几天都破了，干一天就破了。
China wants you to believe that this is a livable condition for a person. A guy that does grueling labor in the jungle heat of a wealthy, developed area in southern China makes $337 a month and probably keeps less than 100 of it. The guy that randomly interviewed the street sweeper was reprimanded and forced to delete the video. Imagine you walked up to a sanitation worker or a janitor or something and asked him some questions, and he agreed to be on camera, and then the cops showed up to your house and basically arrest you and make you delete the video because you're not allowed to make people in your country think that other people are poor. Who doesn't like a compliment? You look great today. Does it feel good when someone says that? Well, I can tell you, before I got this, I'd never been complimented on my wallet before, yet almost every time I whip out my extra wallet, I get people telling me how cool it is. And why wouldn't they? They're handsome, high quality, and absolutely, positively premium. Seriously, when you're in line at the supermarket or at a gas station or whatever store you're at, and you pull the extra wallet out, and you push the button and your cards fan out, it's slick, awesome, and fantastic. They have premium metal, slim profile models, as well as exquisite leather ones in lots of different colors. It's all up to you to choose what you prefer. It's not just wallets though. Extra also has some awesome key holders, money clip back plates, and trackers, so you'll never lose your wallet again. There's a fantastic sale going on right now where you'll get 55% off if you click the link below, or head over to partner.extra.com/lawai86 and use the code lawai86 to get that discount. Don't forget, go to partner.extra.com/lawai86 and use the code lawai86 at checkout to get up to 55% off. Thanks. Recently, you probably saw the news. Why did almost 1 million people get on shared bicycles and randomly start riding at midnight? Was this a Tiananmen Square-style democracy protest? Was it a revolution? Were 1 million people just craving dumplings? Why did the government have to freak out and crack down and shut this down right away? No, it wasn't any of those things. Under it all, people are poor, people are tired, and people are hopeless. People have had enough. A Chinese netizen said something about the 800,000 people that took to the streets across China on bicycles. This is a forsaken generation who endured indoctrination, grueling exams, only to enter a decaying society where earning a living is difficult. Unemployment has surged in China. The government stopped reporting and counting youth unemployment figures. People have basically been raised in a personality cult dictatorship that hasn't paid their end of the bargain. It was supposed to be you give up your rights and your freedoms, but in return, you get social programs, money, a job, and a house. Chinese people gave up their rights and freedoms, and in return, they got no social programs, a failing economy, unemployment, and a tofu drag building that falls down before you even move in. After you've already wasted 3 generations of family wealth and put your family into debt after buying it. The pressure is so high that youth nursing homes are springing up to coddle the pressured youth who cannot survive in modern Chinese society. You see, the danger of authoritarianism and dictatorships is that progress is only made for propaganda. It's to sell people on the idea that life is okay. The buildings, the lights, the bridges, all that stuff, it looks impressive. But when the progress has been deemed by the government to have already been completed, then there's no actual room for progress to happen. You can't improve or fix something that's already been fixed by the dear leader. You're not allowed to. Nothing's wrong. If you say there's something wrong, you go to jail. In fact, China arrests people who show poverty online now because it's not supposed to exist. It was already eradicated. And China keeps trying to do these Leninist nonsense stimulus packages to try and reinvigorate the economy, but it always fails. China's leaders seem to have invoked the definition of insanity, attributed perhaps wrongly to Einstein, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. For the 4th time in 16 years, Beijing has been spooked by faltering growth into adopting an array of economic stimulus measures designed to reset the economy. It didn't work for long in 2008, 2015, or 2021, and the bazooka measures announced recently will also most likely come up short. And that's from George Magnus. China pumped billions of dollars into crafting an image of China that it wants Westerners and people abroad to see, in hopes that people will invest in China and then in turn help to repair its ailing economy. And you are the victim. The person watching this very video are a victim of China's propaganda in some way or another. You see, when you see travel videos or state media or expertly crafted images to make it look like China is an authentically good country to invest in, a country that has great governance, and a country that cuts through the bullshit and just gets things done, you again are a victim. China has successfully stifled any complaint of its people. Any movement or uprising is quashed. Any real fix or progress is stamped out, all to create a Potemkin horror where no one can vent their discontent. They just have to 吃苦, or eat bitter, as they say in Chinese. But no, China, like anywhere, has real problems. It has real issues. And guess what? China's looking for their next mark, to scam into this idea that their economy is investable, all while the economic experts of the world, left and right, are turning their backs on this once promising looking economy. The reality is that not only for Westerners, but for Chinese people, China doesn't look promising anymore. In fact, it's starting to look like dystopia. If you enjoyed this video, you're gonna love The China Show. It's my weekly show I do with Serpents a Day, where we talk about all the current events that are happening right now in China. From the funny, the crazy, everything in between, all the good, the bad. It's where you need to be if you wanna know what's happening in China. So make sure you're subscribed to it. But if you're more of an audio podcast listener, please go to Spotify or to Apple Podcasts or any place that you listen to your podcast. Please look up The China Show. Give us a follow. It's going to help us out a lot, and it's going to be the place that you get your China news from going forward. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you on the next one.